Hello friends, today let's look at the history of Israelites from the ancient to the modern period. The history of the Israelites is a complex and extensive narrative that includes religious, cultural and geopolitical developments over several millennia. Here's a broad overview. Ancient origins. 1. Biblical patriarchs about 2000 to 1500 BCE. According to biblical tradition, the Israelites are descended from the patriarchs Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, also called Israel. These figures are considered the founders of the Israelite people. Jacob had 12 sons whose lineage formed the 12 tribes of Israel. Second, sojourn in Egypt and Exodus, about 1600 to 1200 BCE. The Bible recounts how the Israelites migrated to Egypt due to the famine and later became enslaved. The Exodus, traditionally dated to the 13th century BCE, describes their liberation from Egypt under Moses' leadership and the receiving of the Torah at Mount Sinai. The formation of the Israelite nation. Third, conquest and settlement about 1200 to 1000 BCE. The Israelites led by Joshua entered Canaan, which is the modern day Israel and Palestine. Over time, they established themselves in the land, coexisting with various Canaanite groups. Fourth, period of the Judges, about 1200 to 1000 BCE. A tribal confederation with leaders known as judges governed Israel during the time of decentralization. 5. United monarchy, about 1000 to 930 BC. Under Kings Saul, David, and Solomon, the Israelites established a unified kingdom. Jerusalem was established as the capital. Solomon built the first temple, centralizing worship. Divided kingdoms and exile. 6. Divided monarchy, about 930 to 722 BCE. Upon Solomon's death, the kingdom split into Israel in the north and Judah in the south. The northern kingdom was conquered by the Assyrian Empire in 722 BCE, leading to the dispersion of the 10 tribes. 7. Judah and Babylonian exile, about 600 to 538 BCE. Judah survived longer until it was conquered by Babylon in 586 BCE. The first temple was destroyed and many Jews were exiled. Persian, Hellenistic and Roman periods. 8. Return from exile and the Second Temple period, about 538 BCE to 70 CE. The Persian conquest of Babylon allowed exiles to return and rebuild Jerusalem and the Second Temple. The region later fell under Greek and then Roman control, leading to significant cultural and religious changes. The Maccabean Revolt, from about 167 to 160 BCE, resulted in a brief period of Jewish independence. 9. Roman rule and Jewish revolts, 1st century BC to 2nd century CE. In 70 CE, the Romans destroyed the Second Temple in response to a Jewish revolt. A second revolt, the Bar Kokhba Revolt 132 to 136 CE, led to further Jewish dispersion. Diaspora and modern era. 10. Jewish diaspora, 2nd century CE to 19th century. The Jews migrated across Europe, the Middle East, Northern Africa and beyond. They maintained a distinct identity, culture and religious practice, often facing persecution. 11. Zionism and establishment of Israel, late 19th century to 1948. The Zionist movement emerged in the late 19th century, advocating for a Jewish homeland in Palestine. After World War II and the Holocaust, the United Nations proposed partitioning Palestine into Jewish and Arab states. The State of Israel was declared in 1948, leading to conflict with neighboring Arab states. 12. Modern Israel, 1948 to present. Israel has faced ongoing regional conflicts, including several wars with neighboring countries. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict remains unresolved with disputes over land, national identity, and statehood. Israel has developed into a technologically advanced, economically prosperous state with a complex social fabric influenced by global Jewish communities and Palestinian Arabs. The history of the Israelites is deeply interwoven with the development of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, as well as broader historical processes in the ancient Near East and modern Middle Eastern politics. The overview provides just a glimpse into the significant and complex narrative. The role of Christian faith in the formation of the State of Israel is complex and multifaceted, involving political, theological, and social dimensions. Here are some key aspects. 1. Christianism. Theological support. Christian Zionism, which emerged prominently in the 19th century, is based on the belief that the return of the Jews to the Holy Land is a fulfillment of biblical prophecy, particularly as outlined in the Old Testament. Prominent Christian Zionists like Lord Shaftesbury and John Nelson Darby played significant roles in advocating for a Jewish homeland. Political influence. Figures like Arthur Balfour, a British politician and a Christian Zionist, were instrumental in the issuance of the Balfour Declaration in 1917, which expressed support for a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. This declaration was a crucial step towards the eventual establishment of Israel. Second, British mandate and Christian influence. British administration. During the British Mandate of Palestine, which is from 1920 to 1948, Christian beliefs about the restoration of the Israel influenced British policy. The British administration was often sympathetic to Zionist aspirations, particularly due to these Christian Zionist views. Evangelical support. Evangelicals in Britain and United States, influenced by the interpretation of biblical prophecy, supported the idea of Jewish return to Israel, seeing it as a precursor to the second coming of Christ. 3. Post-war support. Holocaust and Christian guilt. The Holocaust led many Christians to reconsider their historical anti-Semitism and support the Jewish cause as a form of moral and theological atonement. The shift contributed to broader Christian support for the establishment of Israel as a safe haven for Jews. U.S. Christian support. In the United States, Christian support, particularly from evangelical groups, became politically significant. This support has continued to influence U.S. foreign policy towards Israel, with many American Christians viewing the existence of Israel as a fulfillment of the prophecy. 4. Interfaith dynamics. Jewish-Christian relations. The formation of Israel also coincided with a period of improving relations between Jews and Christians, particularly in the wake of Vatican II, which is from 1962 to 1965, which led to a more positive stance towards Judaism and the Jewish people by the Catholic Church. 5th, moral and humanitarian reasons. Humanitarian motives. Beyond theological reasons, many Christians supported the establishment of Israel out of a sense of humanitarianism and justice, seeing it as necessary response to the persecution and displacement of Jews during and after World War II. While Christian faith played a role in the formation of Israel, it is important to recognize that this was one of the many factors including Jewish nationalism, which is Zionism, international politics, the aftermath of the Holocaust, and the geopolitical strategies of colonial powers. The Christian influence was significant in providing a theological and moral framework for supporting the Jewish state, but it was part of a broader historical and political context. The role of the Christian faith in the formation of the state of Israel is complex and multifaceted, involving political, theological, and social dimensions. Thank you.